What's up everyone? Today we're going to take a look at 10 great arcade shooters on the PSVR headset. Arcade shooters are a different breed of gaming altogether. I could describe it best simply that they are just a breed of their own, unlike any other genre out there. And what makes them different is they are inherently about just having fun with guns. Arcade shooters allow you to just blast shit up, achieve a high score, switch your brain off, and just enjoy it for what it is. So let's take a look at my picks for the top 10 brainless but fun arcade shooters on PSVR, starting with Dick Wild 2. Dick Wild 2, the follow-up to Dick Wild, has you floating down a trash-riddled river, shooting garbage for cash and defending you and your raft from taking damage from enemies. Each completed segment, you'll get to purchase upgrades and health items as well as new guns to help you, and you'll need all the help you can get. Trust me, this is a lot harder than it may appear to be. Things will quickly ramp up with enemies in all directions, nearly impossible to dodge their fire, as well as clearing the path ahead from debris at the same time. In fact, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I have never even beaten the first world stage on easy mode. I continually die at the same spot, and after 20 plus attempts I've come to terms that I'll just never beat it. But I still have fun playing. Time Carnage. Time Carnage is a highly overlooked arcade shooter where you'll be using the move controllers to select 4 firearms from a complete arsenal of weaponry at your disposal in order to fight waves of enemies. Now the enemies will vary from dinosaurs, as shown here, and even zombies. The goal here is resource management. You equip 2 of your 4 guns at a time and blast away. Once one runs empty, you let go of it and it will automatically be reloaded over time, and you will use your other 2 firearms in the meantime. Then repeat as many times as necessary. You are also kept relatively safe behind an invisible electronic shield, which recharges if it takes damage. But if the damage continues for too long, you will die. Pretty simple concept, but highly engaging game.
Time zone overrun. Mission failed.
The graphics here are decent. Not great, but I've also seen much worse. The sound design is the only major issue here, as my 3D audio would constantly be cutting out when I would turn my head to the left, and then eventually it just cut out altogether. There are multiple different worlds for you to see here, all have you fixed in place to defend yourself against the individual waves of enemies, ramping up in difficulty with each new wave. There are also explosive barrels and other environmental aids to help you out as well, like an anomaly, which once shot will slow down time for about 10 seconds. Crisis Brigade 1, an intense arcade shooter where you use a cover system to avoid enemy fire and shoot to kill everything that moves. Each completed segment will advance you further along, as well as also allowing you to choose which path to take by shooting the signs they present you. are also power-ups like better guns, health recovery, and slowing down time that you get by shooting the floating bubbles just above the enemies that you killed.
Have you seen that?
The goal is not to die, which is a lot easier said than done. Now let's discuss Crisis Brigade 2 and why I didn't include it. One reason, no place seated option, which makes finding cover impossible. However, I did discover that if you raise your height as far up as possible, and if you're a quick enough shot, you can progress a little further. The graphics here are immensely better and fall on the more realistic side of things, opposed to Part 1's cartoonish, cel-shaded graphics. The premise is the exact same as the first games, except the cover system is heavily relied upon, and that makes it a shame, as I can't recommend it to anyone who plays seated. I don't understand why they didn't offer a play seated option, or any accessibility options really for this title, but unless you are able to fully stand and play this, and duck for cover in real life, this is a hard pass for that reason. Even with my discovered hack, I cannot make it past the first world's main boss shown here without being able to use cover. I've tried and I've gotten to this point 10 times and I die every time. A seated option would have benefited this game greatly. Next up, we have a PSVR classic, Space Pirate Trainer. In SPT, you'll be equipped with 2 guns using the move controllers, with each gun having 6 selectable firing modes, or you can exchange a gun for a shield if you choose. The firing modes are a heavy shot, a bomb that you can trigger to explode, a laser, a super powerful and charged shot, then there's also buckshot, and full auto. Things start off rather easy, but ramp up to levels of insanity as you defeat each wave of enemies. You'll need to dodge incoming fire, which time will slow down to aid you, as well as disperse all enemies without dying. The graphics here are clean and crisp, and the sound design is done very well, with explosions and shots sounding impactful. Things can quickly become overwhelming, especially as far as the tracking is concerned. With so much fast-paced movement, the outdated moves just have a difficult time in keeping up and staying focused. The good news is that if you die, you can just blame it on the shitty move controls. Guns and Stories Bulletproof, a Western-themed gallery shooter. You'll be fighting off hordes of enemies in various types, with headshots and kill streaks offering you bigger rewards. The death animations of the enemies feel great. It's satisfying to see them writhing in agony and screaming in pain, while blowing the hats off their heads and armor off their bodies. It all feels great.
Triple kill! Killing spree! Double kill!
As far as the graphics go, they are incredibly polished, and the vibrant colors are nice to see, offering several different stages for combat and pretty funny dialogue in the form of a story told by a grandfather to his young grandson during the cutscenes.
Felt good. Double kill.
But there's one big problem. Perhaps you may have noticed how seemingly bad my aim is and how I keep missing my targets. Well, that's not me. I'm actually a damn good shot. The problem here is 100% due to the tracking. Right here, I'm actually holding my moves completely still, and it constantly jitters and dances around, causing me to be off target. But it's even far worse in the menu select screen. So as much as I do enjoy this title, buyer beware. I've tried everything possible, and I just can't seem to get it to track any better than what you see here. And it's not my moves. And this is the tracking in the menu. Immortal Blitz. Okay, so this game got a bit of a bad rap upon release, as everyone wanted it to be a Time Splitters clone in VR, and it's just not that. But what is here is a pretty decent arcade shooter played with the Move controllers or the DS4. You have the ability to equip 2 guns and can switch them on the fly to a telekinesis-like ability where you pick up and throw items or lift enemies once glowing orange up into the air and kill them for a bonus reward. The graphics and sound design are both done very well. But the environments are a little bland, washed out with just too many grays, leading for a lack of visual stimulation as far as the level design goes. But as far as compelling challenge goes, Immortal Blitz offers it in spades as waves of enemies attack you relentlessly. It's entirely up to you on how to dispose of them. Throw shit at them, shoot them, or levitate them and kill them for the bonuses. It's entirely up to you. They also managed to mix in some other gameplay besides just shooting, which gives your trigger finger an appreciated break, but it's pretty basic. And it's not just humanoid enemies here, as you'll be fighting some beam spawn-like creatures as well.
This way!
Now, I only had one major issue with my time in this game, and it's that if you haven't noticed, my right hand is completely void of a weapon. Well, it wouldn't fucking spawn. I tried pressing every button I could, and nope. Fuck me, I guess. Perhaps it was payback for me doing this earlier. Besides that bullshit, Immortal Blitz overall is a pretty gay arcade shooter, if that's all you go in expecting it to be. Shooty Fruity by In Dreams, played with 2 move controls. Now, if Immortal Blitz had a lack of vibrant colors, Shooty Fruity is the polar opposite, offering a beautiful feast of eye-catching candy-coated color palettes with a highly polished level of detail to graphics and addictively fun gameplay. You'll begin in the break room, appropriately named as you can in fact break shit.
The locker is where you pick your work shift and test fire weapons for the day ahead.
You'll select your stages and weapons from a vending machine-esque like kiosk.
Then when ready, press the button to start your...
The premise here is quite simple, but the actions required are anxiety-inducing as can be.
We are here to put the Mega in Super Mega Mart. Please scan and pack the groceries for our valued customers. Please use the Mega Mart guns against any rogue fruit. Scan more items to unlock more powerful hardware.
You need to simply scan items or complete other mundane tasks while also fending off waves of anthropomorphic fruit intended on ruining your day and storefront. The more points you obtain from completing the tasks and killing the fruit invaders, the better guns will unlock, which are brought to you by way of conveyor overhead.
Management will be inspecting at 1600 hours. Please do not damage the store.
If you can reach the goal before the fruity little fuckers destroy everything, you win. Sounds simple, but I assure you, it's not.
Today wasn't a disaster, but there's definitely room for improvement. Good work.
And this level is a great example of the stress and anxiety you'll be facing here, as you have to quickly fill food trays with the color matching food items while also fending off the aggressive fruits. But if your tracking isn't perfect, it becomes a total shit show real quick. And the tracking here can be rather hit or miss at times, but it always seems to miss at the worst of times.
Company property is being damaged here. Ew, that was a close call. It almost got you.
Now if shit decides not to work due to tracking, your best bet is to probably just say fuck it and focus on shooting the fruit. Then try again later and hopefully things react as they should again.
Please destroy the
Those problems aside, the gameplay is really fun and looks gorgeous, as well as the guns all feel impactful and uniquely different. The narrator constantly berates, win or lose, in her monotone, condescending voice, which reminds me of that slug lady in Monsters, Inc.
In fact, it was awful.
There are several different levels, each being a well thought out, unique, and creative environment, with multiple enemy types who each have unique characteristics. There is a lot to love here, but it isn't without its fair share of issues. The tracking can be quite spotty at times, like here, where I grab for a gun with my left hand and it just wouldn't grab the gun. And then when it did, it pointed it backwards right at me, causing me to die. Or like right here, shown, where some bug occurred and it didn't even spawn me not one single fucking weapon, forcing me to have to punch and throw the stupid fruits. Eventually, I just threw my hands up and had to restart it over. But all in all, Shooty Fruity is a damn fun game. At least when it decides to work correctly, that is. Pistol Whip. Played with the moves. Okay, so I know that there's someone out there saying, this is a rhythm game. Well, to you I say, well, it does have music, but at the core, it is in fact an arcade shooter, and it's my list, so fuck off. You'll be able to choose from many different soundtracks, as well as game modes like arcade, campaign, contracts, and party mode. There's also awesome DLCs like Smoke and Thunder, and the Cyberpunk 2089 futuristic stage. You'll then be able to choose and customize any of the firearms that you desire. The premise here is to shoot enemies and dodge incoming fire, as well as obstacles. You want to shoot enemies to the beat of the music for a higher score, which isn't always easy and requires impeccable timing. Each stage is entirely different and the graphics and sound design are on point. Now, as far as the tracking using the moves goes, it is precise and near fucking perfect. These devs did a damn good job with the tracking here. And I like that, because when I die, it was totally my own fault, which is the way it should always be. It sucks dying due to poor tracking or buggy gameplay, but you won't find either of those issues here. All in all, Pistol Whip is the perfect arcade shooter to introduce your friends and family to the potential and amazing level of immersion that is only available within VR gaming. Next up, we have Drone Striker, a true hidden gem among VR arcade shooters. It's one of my favorites and I absolutely love playing it, and if you are into arcade shooters, then you will too. Compatible with the aim, moves, and DS4, but of course, I'll be using the aim gun, and so should you.
Listen up. The transport will drop you at the target location. Once we get there, eliminate anything that isn't human and destroy!
You're under enemy fire. Do not get to the target zone. It's an emergency landing at nearby location.
10 seconds till drop. Everyone.
You'll be guided along a linear path on rails while shooting everything that moves. But what makes Drone Striker a cut above the rest is not only do you and your gun feel powerful, there's a mechanism that will launch several missiles on top of your suppressive machine gun fire. The graphics are polished nicely and the sound design is incredible, with explosions sounding impactful and booming. All of the level designs are a bit simplistic but effective, as well as somewhat interactive, as things in the background will explode or crumble around you. The enemies are plentiful, with a diverse range of individual mechs and drones to combat against. At the end of each substage, you'll face boss-type enemies, each progressively becoming bigger, badder, and raising the bar higher than the previous stage's boss. And once you've managed to defeat the boss, you're given your score and pushed on directly to the next connecting level, all without any noticeable loading screens. Now you'll also want to keep your eyes peeled for power-ups and giant floating crates. These can vary from health, faster shooting, speed, additional missiles, nukes, and more. However, they aren't always obvious and can be hidden, so make sure to explore your environments thoroughly. The tracking here is near perfect and the aim gun controller just makes for a great feeling arcade shooter. The combat here is just non-stop engaging in immersive action and it all comes together pretty damn good. It's a game that definitely doesn't get the attention it should. And finally, taking out a hard stage boss also feels like an accomplishment. Well earned. So, if you're looking for a great playing, great looking, excellent sounding, fun and immersive arcade shooter in VR that offers you a challenge and lets you feel rewarded while overcoming those challenges, while also feeling powerful playing it, then Drone Striker is for you. Don't sleep on this one. It's a regret that you really just don't need to have. Evasion by Archaeact. I've saved the very best for last, and our final entry, Evasion, is incredibly underrated. Played with the aim gun controller, Evasion puts you in a role of one of 4 different super soldiers, each with unique firing capabilities.
A semi-automatic blaster, a tether link that can heal teammates and siphon enemy health, and a lethal bedside manner.
We have the Surgeon with its semi-automatic followed by a rapid heavy fire. The Striker with a deadly laser followed with a burst fire. The Warden with a buckshot fire followed by explosive bombs. And the Engineer with its electroshock plasma cannon. Each will be equipped with a tether for latching on and tossing enemies wherever the fuck you want, as well as collecting power-ups. The graphics here are gorgeous. As the makers of Farpoint, Archaeact never disappoints in the visual field, and the 3D sound design is spot on with explosions sounding impactful. What they managed to do differently than any other arcade shooter on this list is allowing you to freely roam along a linear path rather than making you stationary, which feels very liberating above the rest. The enemy types vary widely from multiple attack drones and ground units. There are just several different challenges to combat here, as well as you can play this co-op online or single player. Now there are 2 types of power-ups. The yellow ones will unlock a super fire mode where your weapon becomes immensely more powerful, and the green ones restore your health, but you must stand within its radius. There are also destructible environments to some extent, so don't feel too safe hiding behind that cover that you're using, as it can probably be destroyed, as well as rocks and cliff sides as well. Now in this video, I'm going to show you each different soldier and their weapons, as well as its super fire mode capabilities. Once your shield turns yellow, you can press the triangle button on your aim to unleash its full fury. And at the end of each completed section, you'll be given your score and be able to select a new character if you so desire, and then progress on to the next section.
We're dead.
Surge attack ready. Perhaps I should have pointed out that you generally inflict more destruction than a typical battalion.
Some missions will also require you to focus your fire on a specific target and then destroy it, while also fending off waves of enemy attacks. And some weapons may even feel a bit underpowered until you unlock their super fire ability, and they end up being the most OP weapons of all, like the fucking power laser. You'll also encounter many unique bosses throughout, like these killer robotic wasps, but if you manage to kill the main boss, all other enemies will immediately fall. Evasion is, in my humble opinion, a benchmark-setting title in the arcade shooter genre. It's kind of unfortunate not many people seem to be talking about it, but sing the highest of praises for its counterpart being Farpoint. But if you did enjoy Farpoint, then you probably love Evasion, as it takes that same great level of polish, powerful weaponry, unique locations and enemies, and ramps the action up to 110%. Evasion completely knocks it out of the park in the arcade shooter VR arena. So if you haven't tried it yet, it's definitely time that you give this one a super shot. Do you have what it takes to conquer Evasion? Should be the only remaining question when it comes.
What's up, everyone? GameCat Todd here, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching our first video from PSVR Asylum coming into 2023. And I hope that you enjoyed it, as well as our other videos that we've put out. So I'm making this to kind of inform you guys that I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you for subscribing and helping to support the channel and promote it by liking our videos and commenting. But it's kind of a bittersweet pill. You see, I do this because I really enjoy gaming. I love VR. VR is what brought me back into playing games when I had completely quit. I went through a pretty bad divorce. I didn't care about gaming anymore, and I stumbled upon PlayStation VR, and it reignited a passion that I thought I lost long ago. And I've met many great people. The Game Cats without parole. I mean, it's in my name. GameCat Todd, Brian and AJ and Dave, rest in peace. Shug, you know, now he's with the VR grid, but of Shughead Gaming prior. Has become one of my best friends on the face of the earth. Absolutely love him. He's taught me everything I know about content creating, and he's helped me quite a bit. And Polish Paul, I mean, I'm a moderator of his channel. I mean, all the best people that I know are all in the VR gaming stratosphere, and I love being a part of it. I absolutely love the community that VR gaming brings together as a whole. There's not too many haters out there, or shit talkers, or salty people, or trolls. It's just people who really love VR gaming, and it's a humbling feeling to be a part of that on any level. But it doesn't come without its downside. I mean, I've been doing this for 2 years now. This is going into 3 years. I haven't even broken 1,000 subscribers. And I didn't get into this for monetary reasons or many subscribers, or I kind of did it just because I enjoy doing it. I like VR, I like promoting it. But it's getting to the point where it's just not feasible to put my time into this. I mean, this video alone that you've just watched took me a week to create. I'm doing everything off my PlayStation 4 using Share Factory. I don't have a cool PC setup or anything like that, which I intended to get along with green screen and some other things if this channel was a big success or even a moderate success. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. The realism is I'm not even at 1,000 subs. I started this with 195 subs, and I think we're almost to 730 subs now, which is fucking amazing to me. It blows my mind that so many of you have decided to support my channel and subscribe with what I do. I'm not a professional. I promise to never shill products. I swear I'm a real fucking individual. I'm not out there ass kissing anyone. But then there becomes a problem where I don't have very many subscribers, so I don't get devs to work with me and offer me games to cover. You know, it's all coming out of pocket, and then I've got hours of my time into making these videos, and I'm at a crossroads because I have been doing some other political commentary, and every video I make has instantly thousands of likes and views, and I do this and I'll get 4 likes and 16 views, and it's just getting to a point where, is this still worth my time in doing? And I really want it to be. This isn't something I want to stop doing, but reality is that I might have to stop doing this. Now, I have one more video definitely planned with a developer interview and everything. It's going to be a good video covering the Cave Digger series. and the developer was really kind and reached out and let me interview him. So that'll be the next video, but I hope it's not my last, especially with PSVR 2 coming around the corner. So here's where I'm at with this, and I wanted to be open and honest with all you guys because you've supported me through it this far for the last 2 years. I need 1,000 subs. If you guys want me to keep doing this, I need to see that it's being received by people. You know, 4 likes on a video and 12 views isn't enough to keep me doing this as much as I really want to keep doing it. So that's where I'm at. I've thought about it long and hard, and I'm going to put out that last Cave Digger video, and that'll probably be it for PSVR Asylum moving forward, unless we hit 1,000 subs or better, or I see that the videos I'm making actually have likes and views behind them, and the support from the VR community that I love so much, which is really weird. I'm gonna say it. You know, I started this as a game cat. I love Without Parole. They've got a huge following. It's not being reciprocated to me, though. I thought I'd have more support from that community in particular. It doesn't really seem like it's there. I'm not trying to be anybody's competition. I'm just trying to add to the conversation and create more awareness and back VR more because I wanted to see it become mainstream. So that's where I'm at, guys. Love it or hate it, I don't really know what else to say except thank you for those who have supported and those who have been here through this whole journey. I absolutely loved it. But it might be time to call an end to it, unfortunately. I hope not. I hope not. I hope with this video and being honest with you guys, I see a surge in subscribers. And like I said, I hit 1,000 subscribers, I will be back doing this in full effect, and I'll just try to make better content for you in the future, and we'll go from there, you know. And please drop a comment, leave your feedback, whatever you feel is necessary. Let me know, you know, how you think my channel is running. Why aren't I getting more engagement with it, or more subscribers, or more likes, or more views? What could I possibly be doing better, or what am I doing wrong right now? I really don't know. You know, I'm not a professional. I just did this because I'm a gamer who loves VR. And I love you guys, man. I really do. Without you, I wouldn't even be where I'm at now. But, you know, it might be time to hang up the moves. You know, so I really hope that you guys appreciated everything I've done so far. And I really pray that I'll be able to bring you more in the future, and that we can hit that 1,000 sub mark or better, because that shows me that I need to keep doing this, that it's worth it to me, it's worth my time, it's worth me sending my daughter off into a different room so that I can record dialogue or whatever I need to do. But until that point comes, until I see that 1,000 subs, like I said, I've got one more video that I'm making for you guys for sure, with the developer interview of Cave Digger, which is going to be pretty cool. I've got some pretty good inside information on that, and it's pretty cool things to discuss that I'm looking forward to. But I can't grow without more subscribers. Developers aren't really willing to work with me or give me game keys. And I'm going to give a shout out to those who have. Fast Travel Games, you guys have been amazing to me. Green Hell VR has been amazing to me, and Shug of VR Grid has been amazing to me, handing me keys when developers shut the door to me. Besides that, I haven't really had much luck, and I've tried. I've reached out to several devs when I see new games coming, and they see the channel and they see the subscriber base so low and say, sorry, we can't work with you. And I understand that, but I want it to change. And so I'm making this to give you guys a heads up that this has been an absolute fucking blast to me. I love it. Hopefully we can make it more successful than it is now. But if not, I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate everything, and I hope you all have a wonderful 2023. It's Game Cat Todd, PSVR Asylum. Have fun, stay kind, keep gaming. I'm out, y'all. Peace.